condone driving through red lights. I'll just say that. Hi guys! I didn't think I realized that said that in the song. What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Beer Me Dr. V, where it's never refill too soon. On today's episode, we are showcasing Parker County Brewing Company at Willow Park, Texas. Technically, Weatherford, Texas, right? Technically, it's in Weatherford, or is it before?
It's before
or
Weatherford.
After? Is Willow Park its own city?
Yes.
Oh. In Willow Park, Texas. I can see myself in the screen. I seem like I look really pale, but this episode before this was really dark, so I was like, I'm going to boost up the ISO a little bit, just so it makes it a little bit clearer to see when we post stuff. So, hi guys. We're here. We're back. Parker County Brewing Company, Willow Park area. One of my friends, Lindsay, has been recommending this place for months, I would say, probably since, I don't even know, since like December. Apparently she goes every Friday with her family. They go for pizza and wine and love it. So, so since then we've been really wanting to go and try it out. We're getting married in Weatherford, so we figured let's try out the beers to see if we like it, see if it's maybe a good spot for a reception. It's a little bit too casual, I think, so we actually are going to have our rehearsal dinner at Drake's Yoke, which is literally right next door. But the shopping plaza itself is really cool. Shops at Willow Park. There's a cool little grassy area. When the owners, Ryan and Josh, I think it is, Ryan and Josh picked the spot, they kind of compared it to the downtown area in South Lake and then the shops of Clear Fork. So those are the two kind of feels that we're trying to go for when they were looking at locations. Josh is from New York, which I loved. I was like, oh, he's from upstate New York, moved to Texas. Ryan actually owned a 10-gallon brewery kit system that he had, and so he was brewing for a good amount of time before they actually were deciding to go ahead and just open a brewery. So probably in 2015, that time frame where they said, hey, you know what, you don't really have to necessarily be in an industrial area anymore, they started looking for locations. So again, kind of like a fun, family-oriented, themed shopping experience that you can go and stop and have a beer. So they also offer pizzas. I don't think they have the cool brick ovens, but they do have a good-sized kitchen in the back. As far as seating goes, really nice. They have a good bar space that you can sit down and watch games. We actually kind of sat down and caught a little bit of, the Rangers game was on that day. They have, when you first walk in, a to-go fridge and merch, and you could see their draft equipment from the outside of the place. They are closed on Tuesdays, so don't show up on a Tuesday. I did notice that, but yeah, so from what we heard of the hype, I actually did like the beers there. We didn't try any food, but they do have a lot of options for food, so that is, and there's not really like a private space there. They do have their outdoor patio, but for it being, it's hot, so it's like it is covered, but it kind of has like one of those tarped tents outside, so it's not like a legit covered patio space where there might be fans. I'm sure they have fans outside, but yeah, overall cool little spot. And then again, lots of little shops, and there's an F45 in the shopping plaza. There's a couple other restaurants. There's a cute grassy turf area right up front, so they have like movie nights and things like that in that shopping plaza. So really cool. Today we have 3 beers that we got, individual cans. So thank you, Parker County Brewing Company, for having individual cans. So I'm probably going to make a list of all the breweries that actually have individual cans, because I feel like it's pretty challenging to find. Siren Rock comes to mind. Parker County Brewing Company is another. I would say Maple Branch too. Maple Branch, but they have bottles. And they have to have bottled for you to get them. And depending on what beers they have available, that's what they have. So you don't really necessarily have all the beers on tap on cans or individual bottles. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we'll kind of just continue going on, talking about the area and talking about the beer. So, babe, what is our first selection?
First one would be the Blonde Ale. It is a 5.5% ABV and 20 IBUs. This is going to be, I guess, one of their main ones, because with this beer they make different variations of it.
Okay, kind of like how Hop Fusion does. Yeah. Like they use the blonde ale as their base, which makes sense.
Yeah, so that's like they got the peach blonde or whatever.
Oh yeah, they just did that one. You know, Parker. I feel like Parker County peach party was a full thing. Yeah. Can you open these? So guys, I did the Barbie song because I just got my nails done and I didn't mean to get them this pink. I'm starting to starting to grow my nails out for the wedding, so I was like, I need to start doing my nails again. But they're so pink. I am not a pink. You guys can tell I am rough around the edges. I do not wear pink, and I definitely don't have pink nails. But yeah, this is supposed to be a lot more natural color than it is, but I'm okay with it because Barbie, yay. Pharmacy Barbie, let's go. Dr. Barbie in the house. Okay, blonde ale. Speaking of blonde ales, so we did go to Brewhound. I think we talked about it in our last episode or maybe one of our mini episodes with our brewery kit that we've been dealing with. Beers bottled for the IPA that we did for National IPA Day. We went to Brewhound and we actually bought a blonde ale kit and a 5-gallon fermenter. Brewing system. Yeah, so we have a 5-gallon brewing system that we're gonna probably use. We need to empty the fridge. We need to have people over that actually like beer that will come over and drink our beer maybe at the end of this month, because we've had so many episodes, and again, you know, if breweries only sell you 6 packs at a time, it's kind of challenging to do 3 beers, and we're not really. I mean, I feel like we're going to breweries so often that we're not really drinking what we have in the house. We just kind of get more and more for each episode. So, yeah. So I agree. I would think that the blonde ale is probably one of their top, or not their top, but like one of their staple beers that they always have on draft. I think this one is probably considered a microbrewery. I was trying to look to see if they have distribution or where they usually sell their beers. It seems like I think they're just at the brewery. I actually did see a post on Facebook that they thanked the Antebellum Ale House place that we went to. They actually have them on draft. So I think they do distribute, but they probably just self-distribute because they're probably smaller. Yeah. So did we end up buying merch from them?
No.
Oh, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't have the sizes of what we wanted. So, oh my gosh! And right before we left, there was a tiny little doggy, and the person let me hold their dog. It was so cute. It was a little Yorkie. Okay, let me try this out. So, blonde ale. I think I tried this one at the brewery. You know, we haven't really been going back to see what I actually checked it in as. It was like literally 2 weeks ago that we went. So it just seems so like long ago, but it really wasn't. I don't know if I've checked in this beer. Off the bat, it smells really nice. Let me think. Who does this remind me of? This kind of reminds me of the Raw & Sons Blonde. At least the aromaticity of it. It's really nice and clean. I like this one. This honestly reminds me of Raw & Sons. Parker County Brewing Company in Willow Park. Oh yeah, see, Parker County Peach. Martin House has a Parker County Peach beer too. I was gonna say. I was like, I feel like I've heard of that before. Parker County Brewery. Peach Blonde. Oh here, I did check in the Peach Blonde, or the Blonde Ale. This one's really good. I'd probably give this a 4, to be honest. It's really tasty. They do offer flights there, so I was able to do a flight, and then I had a couple pours.
What'd you say you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 4. It's very clean and crisp and delicious, and it's ready for summer. Yeah.
You gave it a 4, yeah.
Aha! See, I know, right on the money, baby. Yeah.
I read this wrong.
Yeah, I would definitely give that a 4. It's a super easy drink. It's too bad that doesn't come in 6 packs. I totally would annihilate 2 or 3 beers. I'm not really drinking that much. I feel like we only ever drink for the podcast, and then we're going to explore. So we went to Selena, and we went to where was that other place called? That city? Sherman. Sherman. We went to Sherman over this past weekend. Yeah, we've been needing to start venturing out because there's a couple breweries, and I swear every time that I go onto Instagram, I find another brewery I didn't know existed, like in Dallas or like near us. I'm like, another brewery. And there is another one that's opening up. I can't remember where it's opening, but there's a couple other breweries opening up. So competition is getting pretty hype. Yum. I'm going to finish this. I'll pour a little more in there so you guys can see the color. So I'm thinking that depending on when they can their beers, they have the label so they know which ones are going to like go bad first. So it's like, let me be nice and get the black cans because I feel like those were the older ones. So I'm just nice like that. It doesn't actually have anything on it. On the side, it mentions they can just kind of check, which is actually really smart. Like you have the same label, you just mark which one it is, or you can just write it on there. Yeah. Either way, same process. One thing I did notice too is that they mentioned they're the first brewery in the county since like the 1800s. So, you know, if anybody's looking out there for, you know, another spot to potentially brew beer, I feel like Antebellum is somewhat close by there. Edgewise 8.
Well, that's in Weatherford.
So that's technically not Parker County, I guess.
I don't know what county they're in.
I don't know. I need a map. of like DFW to pull down. Dude, you guys, Max has been working out, but I went to the gym for the first time in like a year, that gym. Even though I lifted Orange Theory, I am definitely sore from my workout yesterday. Cool. All right. That was delicious. They also mention on the cans that they have unbridled brews, which I had to look up what unbridled mean, and it's pretty much like something without constraint. So they're brewing at their maximum potential without anyone telling them what they can and can't do, except the PCBC. Yeah. But okay, cool. What's our next beer?
It's gonna be. What'd you call it when you ordered it?
Oh my gosh. So first of all, and I'll show you guys a picture because I have one. I was looking at the beers. We had never been there before, and I didn't even do my extra like, oh, like what's the best beer? Like what do you recommend? Who has what? Like whatever. Pretend I'm not a Yelp Elite person when I'm a Yelp Elite person when I go to places. I was like, can I get the Just Tap Haze? Just Tap Haze?
Oh yeah.
And it was, but the word itself was all one word. It's just a phase, you guys, with a PHAZE. I was like, can I get a Just Tap Haze?
That's hilarious.
I didn't know. I've never been there before.
So
it looked like one word. Okay, not my fault.
But this beer, it's a Hazy IPA, 6% ABV.
Just the phase.
25 IBUs. It has two kinds of hops, Mosaic and Citra.
Okay, we've had those.
Yeah. Should have notes of pineapple, melon, and mango.
Cool, okay.
So that sounds like a very delicious beer.
I am not a huge Mosaic fan. You guys know this. We've had the Mosaic IPA from Raw & Sons when they did their, they're doing their hop series. I don't know if they've done their third hop yet. Mosaic, my first experience that I know of that I had Mosaic, was with the Community's Mosaic beer. Is that just Mosaic? It's called Mosaic?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit darker in color. So this one, because it's a combination of Mosaic and Citra, you're not going to have that dark of a, I would say like an almost light amber color. This one's going to be more golden versus the blonde ale is I would say it's a straw yellow. So, babe, do you remember the 5 ways for us to characterize beer?
No, I forgot.
So, appearance, you see it. Aroma, you smell it. A taste, Mosaic. Mouthfeel, somewhat filling, not overpowering, not my whole thing, just my front of my palate. And then finish. So finish does have a little bit of bitterness to it. Again, I taste mostly the Mosaic. I don't really know. You said so pineapple. I do taste a little bit of pineapple. That second sip, I definitely did taste the pineapple. Just hearing the hops, I feel like I was biased already, starting from the bat, or off the bat. I feel like I was a little bit biased because of the Mosaic hops. It does give me that bitter flavor. I wouldn't think that this was 25 IBUs. I probably would have scaled it a little bit more, but I think it's because that mouthfeel gives you the flavor profile of a more bitter beer, but then it doesn't finish bitter. So I feel like, okay, maybe I would probably have given this like a 40 or 50 IBUs the first couple sips. But again, color-wise, I would say it's probably golden. It's a little bit more on the golden side. It tastes a little boozy too. I wouldn't give this 6%. But again, it's all of the Mosaic, I think. Appearance, aroma, taste, mouthfeel, and finish. I still haven't done my Cicerone test. I probably need to sit down and figure out how to do it. I don't even know how to pull it up. I like this one. I probably wouldn't necessarily go to it as my first choice. I'd probably give this a 3.5. I don't know what I gave it before.
A 4.25. Wow,
I really liked it at the brewery. I just think that, I don't know, maybe because I had already had a bunch of beers, because I had a flight of 4 or 5 beers?
Well, I think it's flight of 4.
Did we go anywhere before that? Maybe because I was already drinking.
No.
It was one of the first place we went. I don't remember if it was a Saturday or a Sunday, so I don't know. But it's okay. It's kind of strong for me right now, but I think, again, it's probably because I haven't drank at all, except this blonde ale, so sorry. 3.5, between a 3.5 and a 4.25, so that's not terrible. Still pretty good, I would say. Still a good beer. Okay, What do you think? So as far as Parker County Brewing Company goes, looks like they do have music. I did mention that they are closed on Tuesdays. They do have tons of food. And it looks like they make their own pizza dough, which I kind of like.
They have what's that?
Oh, yeah, Neapolitan style
pizza?
Neapolitan. I was trying to pull up the menu, but it didn't work. They also have the Thirsty Muggers Club. So kind of a lot of breweries have those. Yeah. That you can sign up. It's $95 a year. You get your own mug, $2 off drafts, 20% off all merch. And they have an annual members party, which sounds like a lot of fun. Let's go muggers. Yay. That sounds fun. But I do say they do have a lot of music. They are promoting the ish out of their peach blonde. One of the other ones I did really like was the Galactic Cowboy. So when you go in there, their logo itself is like this black and blue kind of theme with their Parker County. It looks like a horse. Or maybe a Pegasus. It probably is horse. But on the wall, really cool. It's like got yellows and blues and whites, and it's a spaceman and then a horse, like kind of like a starry, geometric Pegasus-looking horse. So I have a feeling there's something that goes along those lines, but I couldn't find anything. I would love to be able to get to the point where we're interviewing like the owners and stuff of the breweries. Just so we can learn a little bit more, and then you guys can learn a little bit more about the brewery itself too. So I think it would be a lot of fun to do that. I do see they have Dark Horse. I feel like a lot of their beers have something to do with like ranching and stuff. So very cool. I like it. All right, babe. What's our last beer? We're going quick.
So this last one is the Southern Passion IPA. Ooh. This one is 7% ABV. And 60 IBUs, so should be on the bitter side.
Yeah.
Hops? This hops, it's a very unique hop. It's from South Africa. Ooh. It's a South African Southern Passion hops.
South African.
That's
how I say it, because that's how their accent is.
South African Southern Passion hops.
So what kind of hops is that? What it's called?
I guess so. Southern Passion hops.
I'm going to look it up on Yakima. Yakima.
And this should have notes of melon and berries. Okay. So with the juicy finish.
That juicy. Southern Passion?
Yep.
Hop. I'm going to look it up on Yakima. You guys, I need to oh yeah, look, Southern Passion hops. All right, let's see. Can you reach it? Thanks. All right, Southern Passion, South Africa. 3 key flavors that we're going to be noticing from the Southern Passion hops is sweet fruit, so pineapple and watermelon or melon, citrus, berries, and currants. So if you guys weren't on that episode with us when we talked about currants, kind of looks like a baby watermelon, but it's like a grape size. Like it's the size of a grape, probably very juicy in flavor, and they have different types of currants. So. Let's see, alpha acid wise, everything's pretty much the same. I feel like 5 to 12%. The Southern Passion is a South African hop variety with genetic roots in Europe. It's a cross between the Czech Saz and the German Hallertauer. Hallertauer? Oh, I can't say that word. Hallertauer. Hallertauer. I don't know. Tropical fruits, passion fruit, guava, coconut, citrus, red berries. Some brewers describe a sunny floral fragrance that works well in lagers, wits, and Belgian ales. Ooh, yes, tell me more. So yeah, I don't think I've heard of Southern Passion hops before. Definitely not a South African hop. South African. Guys, how's my South African accent? The only thing I really think about for South Africa is that Blood Diamond, that movie, and they have a lot of Shiraz, which is a type of red wine. Oh, I can definitely taste. That's a very interesting flavor profile. Like? Did I try this one? I think I did. I did. Okay. I would say it's not as fragrant as I imagined, but they do. Oh, this is only Southern Passion, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not smelling the fragrance that they're mentioning on Yakima Valley. I do get the bitter profile. It's in the middle and the finish. It lingers. That bitter flavor does linger. Color-wise, definitely golden. I would compare that to the Just a Phaze. Just a Phaze. Yeah, I don't really smell anything from this. Let me compare these two. That one's strong. That's a 7%er? Mm-hmm. That tastes like a 9 to me. Ooh. And again, it's probably because I haven't had any like IPAs in a minute. Since like Saturday.
Since like yesterday.
Since Saturday. I didn't drink yesterday. Oh, gosh. Since Saturday. I'm doing better. It's for science. Ah, shoot. I just poured my Just a Phaze sip into my Southern Passion fruit. Okay, hold on. Mm-hmm. You know, when I was drinking a lot more wine, they actually mentioned to swish whatever wine you're trying to clean the glass out with. Like you swish beer or you swish wine into the glass instead of doing water, because the water is actually going to mess up what you're tasting. And depending on your glasses, some of them are going to be a lot more porous, so you might actually end up messing up your flavor profile. The hazy, right? So I'm just going to... So in the case where this was wine and you were going to use the same glass and it was a different wine, you'd actually just dump this out. I'm going to drink it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So back to Just a Phaze. Completely different flavor profiles. This one's a lot more... Like, now I can definitely tell this is way less IBUs, but I can, again, the mosaic hops, man, that just... It's not my favorite. It tastes malty. That's what it is. The malty flavor profile of the mosaic is just not my favorite. It brings me back to my first couple months of living in Texas and going to get beer, and I'm like, everything's malty. I can't drink beer here. It sucks. Coming from Maine, it was like such a big change. Okay. I actually prefer this one, to be honest, but again, it could be because of the mosaic. It's a little bit more malty. Color-wise, obviously we're thinking hazy IPA. Look at the color difference. So you see the hazy, it's cloudy, looks unfiltered. The Southern Passion IPA is much clearer. So just looking at the color difference, just because it's hazy doesn't mean that it's going to be higher in IBUs. So keep that in mind for blind tasting and see surround things.
Yep.
I still don't smell anything. Okay. I would probably give this one, I'm going to give it a 3. I think I gave it a 3.5. I'm going to give it a 3.75. What does survey say?
Yeah, you give it a 3.5.
Ah, yeah, see. Just because I can tell, like, it's pretty strong. Back in the day, like when I was drinking IPAs a lot, probably would have really liked that one. But I don't see myself drinking a ton of them, especially because it's a 7%er. It's pretty high alcohol content. But yeah, overall, I loved all their beers. I would love to go back again. I want to try their pizza. I am a pizza fanatic. You guys, I'm from New York, so it just makes sense that I'm eating pizza all the time. Yeah, I would love to taste their pizzas. I wonder what kind of dough they use. We just went to this place called Pie Tap recently, and they use sourdough. And they actually make all their ingredients and custom make all their pizzas from scratch. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I wonder what kind of pizza they use. Oh, look, they have New York style cheesecake. Oh, salted caramel stout brownies. That sounds fantastic. Mm-hmm. So what else? What do you see that's interesting on their menu?
I mean, it's just pizza and some sliders.
Sliders and wraps.
And some...
Ooh, a large pretzel. Say less. I love me a pretzel.
Bruschetta.
Speaking of pretzels, we're already getting very close to Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest actually happens in September, from what I'm hearing. Maple Branch is really big on their Stein holding contest. I told Mags we need to start practicing. We actually have our movie tavern beer steins that we bought. What's the discount situation on that? You bring your mug. You pay the $25 for the mugs at Movie Tavern. Mm-hmm. They switch it out for a cold one, pour your beer in there, and go.
It's like a couple of bucks every
yeah, and it's a the beer stein holding contest is with the same mug as the Movie Tavern size. So I was like, we need to start practicing. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna have to start lifting and figure out. I'm sure it's gonna be my right arm. But the first day that they do it is my bridal shower weekend. And my sister said that I'm already packing our weekend up too much. So I'm like, ugh. There's also Grape Fest that same weekend too. I was like, dang it. I was hoping we could do something cool and fun. Because it's going to be my two sisters, my mom, and my sister's sister-in-law, Amber. I wonder if Dawn is going to come. I don't know. But yeah, so I was really hoping that we can do Grape Fest or maybe go to get a beer somewhere so I can show them. Or maybe we'll go to lunch or dinner at Drake's Yoke so they can try it out. Or maybe we'll go to Parker County Brewing Company. It's right next door. Why not? Babe, what are you going to do with all these females in the house?
Not be here.
Stay at your dad's house. Okay, cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was pretty quick, straight to the point. I feel like the owners are doing a really good job running it. I feel like this is only the maybe second brewery that we've been to that's two friends that opened the brewery. So the first one I pick of is obviously Macy and Matt at Hop Fusion. And then that one we went to, that was all the card theme. It was all the cards. Oh, yeah. Brewery that I'm thinking of, that's a 2-friend combo duo situation, is 4 Bullets in Richardson. Because it's like the playing cards place. One guy was like straight up from England, and then one of the other friends that he moved to America. But yeah, that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you again for tuning in to Beer Me Dr. V, where it's never refill too soon. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you know when we're posting stuff. I'm starting to post shorts now, so that way you guys can see what we're doing with our brewery stuff. That's probably going to be how I end up showcasing the brewery situation. I was feeling the bottle of the Brew Demon bottle, which is a 1-liter plastic bottle, and you can kind of feel it like if it was a soda bottle. It's ready to get conditioned in the fridge, so I think we're going to put those in the fridge like tonight. If not, I think the only thing that we'll have to do is just label them and then put them in the fridge. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put the Brew Demon one in there since it's plastic, and we're not going to label that one, and the glass ones we can always do like whenever I label them. I hope we can do it today or tomorrow, so that way we can put them in the fridge, they'll be labeled, and we'll be good to go. But again, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and TikTok so you see what we're doing in the meantime between those episodes. We will be in Houston this weekend / technically Katy for my niece's birthday, so we might go to No Label and potentially do an episode with my brother-in-law again. Hashtag KMass, hashtag Chef KMass, and maybe we can do it at the unit. So that way we have a cool background theme and stuff. Now that we got all of our gear working, I need to get cute new little fuzzy things since they don't match. It's still bothering me. But other than that, it was great to do another episode, and I can't wait for the next one. And if you guys know of anybody to drink our beer, we will gladly give some beer away. Maybe that's the next thing that we'll do. It's like whatever beer is left over, the first person to comment can come and get the rest of the beer from the episode. Even though this is 3 cans, we'll do that. But yes, last thing I just thought about, we joined a Facebook group of local breweries and people that just like beer from DFW area. So thanks, Joe, for hooking it up to find out about that. And until next time, I'm Dr. V.
And Mags.
It says it on my shirt. I didn't even change out of my scrubs. I was like, screw it. They know. They know. Hashtag Figs. Shout out to Figs for my scrubs and my embroidered scrubs. And it says, just saving lives. No big deal. Okay. Until next time, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.